Maybe that should be the title of this one. Well, the interesting thing with the canalism is you can raise the barge up in various heights and go to different canal systems. You know, you maybe have one going this way and then you raise the barge up and it can go off in a different direction. So that's very interesting, and you can lift them up hundreds of feet too, just by water. It's just buoyancy, basically. Maybe these days the woke people probably want to call it girlancy, but anyway, joke there. Anyway, well, that's about it. I just thought I'd give that insight, this sort of assumption now I'm making that maybe liverworts are actually high nutrient plants, and that's the trick. And we should be able to grow liverworts in high nutrient media, and maybe CPs as well. And can you imagine how big the plants are going to get if that is the truth? You know, so you know, this idea that Darwin grew a 80 centimetre Bernarda from a root sent to him from Australia. I've seen a plant of that sort of stature back in the early 90s, and as I walked in the greenhouse, you almost took a step back. It actually had its own sort of presence in the greenhouse, and the person who had it was very cagey at the time. All he would say, he got it from some lady in the southeast, like in a lump of soil, basically. And yeah, I mean, it was almost touching the roof of his greenhouse from the bench. So yeah, of the sort of 80 centimetre stature, and that was just in natural soils. So can you imagine what science can do when we figure out all these bells and whistles that we can apply to these plants, sort of thing. 80 centimetres will be just the basic standard, I reckon, the bog standard, because they are all bog plants, of course. Yeah, you can see the plant stands out there, can't you? Oh, that. It's going. One of my favourite weeds of the mow is the ox tongue. There you go. Focusing on the ox tongue and see how good my what happens if I put this over at the same time. Does it focus in, or do you have to go back and do it as you go in, sort of thing? Can I do it this way? No, it's not going to work. Okay. Oh well, thought so. Back to normal. Yeah, oh well, we had to go. But so anyway, back to normal, and maybe we can just go up here and take a look at the glid situation up here. Put this back on at the moment, I suppose, as you do. Is it going to go on? Yep, there we go. Well, we've got a bit of sunnage at the moment. And go up. I haven't been to the grid site basically all season. Basically, you see, as I said, you know, last few years been really weird, and what with COVID and my partner having another form of cancer, sort of thing, and it's touch and go, and you know, we'll see how we go. But it looks like we're going to break through fairly shortly now, and things are going to settle down, and we'll have the revolution we always wanted, I suppose. You know, none of this, you know, waiting 5 or 10 years to get a somewhat decent plant and then transferring into another pot and watching it collapse or die, or just become very dwarf in size, lose all its pitches or something, and end up with photosynthetic leaves or something like that rather than carnivorous ones. Yeah, none of that. It's probably going to be set and forget. You grow it in the pot for many, many years. You can reuse the soil again for other plants, and so on and so forth. And yeah. Anyway. Oh well, another. That's what's called the land of green and gold. Even though most people don't realise we have the most blue flower plants of any continent on the planet. Most of the acacias flower yellow. Let's go to spot colour. And maybe, if we use this, we can get a much better close-up. And maybe this is what I need for doing, you know, upright sundews, erect them. Maybe this is the trick. Anyway, we'll find out. If this works, I should be able to do all the lovely traps of, yeah, I don't know if it's working or not, but we'll find out, I suppose. Anyway, back to this. And back to normal focus. And, yeah, it's ruling the car and focus in the car so it doesn't go in and out of focus. I did forget a few times on KI. Had a good routine with an emu on KI, and it was mucked up a bit by, yeah, with a finger on the button here or something, going in for a close-up when I shouldn't have been, sort of thing. But anyway, you get to see an emu and a bit of fun and games there. I'll put it up shortly for you. It was at the old honey farm, I think it was a honey farm? Yeah, I think it was the honey farm. No, it was the thing after the honey farm. Oh yes, the eucalyptus oil farm. Yeah, so here we go. Go up to the glid site. Now, we found out last season, I think it was last season, we're almost at the end of this season now, so yeah, almost 2 seasons ago now, that the actual water comes through up here, trickles down up here. So, yeah, out there. So, look at the Australian bush with its sclerophyllous vegetation. I assume there's a lot of phenolics in there, you see. Starting to piece the puzzle together. We did. Oh yeah, I can smell the cherry essence coming off these wattles here, as you can see. Now, we did have the occasional glid down here, but around here it comes through. I've noticed. So you got all this moss down here. Got to be very careful going up here. And you usually have a lot of glids around, but in oh yeah, down there. So if I take this off and go in for spot culling with the magnifying glass now, geez, they're very small at the moment. But if I go down, you can see the glid sort of thing. Don't know. There's another one over here sort of thing. But the more decent specimens are usually up here, so we'll, and sometimes we just like to walk along here and be very careful because it's slick and you can slip, and at my age a slip could be a broken leg. So, whoa, yes, maybe maybe we'll ignore this and go straight to the honey plants if they're up here. And you can see little ones here and there, but they'll get bigger through the season, but they're a bit slow at the moment. But there might be some up here if we can find them. Now, where's our little marker? Usually we have a marker around here somewhere, piece of rusty iron somewhere. Assuming it's here. Not up there, and yeah, there it is. There's a rusty iron marker, and yeah, the plants are pretty small this season, very small, and at the moment anyway, well, we really only are